The dimensional elevator is commencing its operation, correcting vector. The third colony of Malduk selected. We finally get to kill this guy. You have broken one of my masterpieces. Lady Harkin no longer functions with us. I did my best work there. You're enjoying this, aren't you? Playing with human lives. Oh yeah! I just want to play with my toys all day. You know, take an arm off, attach this here. By the time I'm done, you would have no idea what animal it is. Now, isn't that fun? By then, they look at you with these funny eyes and say, "Kill me." Siegfried wants Filgaia, but I really don't care. But I can't allow you to stop my fun, so I came here to take care of the problem myself. Do you want to see the inside of this robe? It isn't cheap. Dude, this guy is like the actual... This is like the Hojo of this story. This dude is wild. I like his like little crown. I don't think armor down worked. Oh, he slowed us down. Yo, thank you, Black Metal. Wow, you just can't hit Rudy. Wonder if Cecilia will still go first. Well, he's about to not have a good time. Oh my god. Yeah. No, no way. Humans can't do that. They can't. He had like no HP. A lot of the bosses before this had way more HP. I will not accept death before Malduke's revival. I will not accept this. I will not die. And then he died. Revenge, hatred. I didn't defeat you with that. I defeated you because I protect ones I love. The dark cloud in Jack's heart lifts away. The doubt is gone. Ooh! He got his final force. The dimensional elevator's power switch. The destination is set to Malduke. Do you want to turn it on? So this is the dimensional elevator. The new moon in the ocean of stars, Malduke. This will take us there. So destiny takes us to the final battleground in this strange place. There's nothing to think about. I am going now. Not for myself, but for the planet I love. I don't ever want to lose anything again. God, epic. Got another banger song, even though I only had to hear it for like 2 seconds. Bro, can this game stop with the music? I can't. I'm gonna. My entire playlist is just gonna be this game. I'm not gonna have room for any other games after this. Remember how to do this. I think I have to turn it off somewhere else. Or that. No, like, genuinely, like, I'm... This game has impressed me in so many ways. I feel like it's going to be up there in terms of PS1 RPGs for me. But the soundtrack is, like, very close to being all time. Like, it is so good. It is actually killing me. It's like... I mean, it's got a lot of competition on the PS1. Even from non-RPGs, like... stuff like Parasite Eve and stuff, but... even got, like, the Metal Gear Solid games and stuff, but man... I mean, like, the depth of this soundtrack, too, has really impressed me. I mean, it reminds me a lot of, like, Chrono Trigger, how many different sounding songs. And I think what's surprising is the soundtrack, or the sound effects in this game is one of its biggest... I would call it a downside, but I genuinely love the sound effects. But, like, objectively, the sound effects in this game are very poor. Many of them are just reused from other games that we've heard 1,000 times. Probably a lot of, like, public sound libraries went into this, which I love. It is, like, super fun and brings me back to that time, so, like, I'm enjoying it, but in a biased sense, you know, the sound effects are pretty basic. But, like, that's why it's really surprising how deep the soundtrack feels. The soundtrack is the exact opposite. The soundtrack is, like, got all these really impressive sounding songs, and a lot of the songs are very different and use different instruments, and then, like, on top of that, you have the voices, which around this time was starting to become more popular, but mostly just with Square. Like, minus Square games, how often do you hear voices in PS1 soundtracks? You know, they're definitely there, but it's not as a common of a thing. Another arm. Arc Smash. It better be strong, because I can't upgrade it. Okay, it just starts at 200 attack power, but only has 3 bullets. Rolling air weapon all. Sounds cool. So I guess we found the moon people. This is what aliens look like in this game. They have like what looks like man-made axes. Let's give this a shot. These guys are tough. Oh, they're guarding. Alright, that was interesting. Two moves in one turn. So you actually just get to use like 2 of these in one turn. Interesting. Or you could even use like items and stuff too. That's really cool. I'm very curious to see what Cecilia's final force is going to be, because they're pretty unique. Oops. No. No. Dang. You gotta be really specific with that. Why does this look like a button? Looks like a giant NES button. Thank you, UTB. Does Cecilia have something that can, like, hurt this guy? Let's analyze. These are really tanky. Weak to thunder. I don't think I have thunder, do I? Nope, I do. Holy crap! That worked. Eh. Ooh, wait, can I punch it? Yeah. Yeah. I was kind of thinking about this the other day. Why is it that so many OG RPGs have only one battle theme? Like main battle theme. Wouldn't you think somewhere in development they would have been like, you know, this is getting repetitive, let's like have like a second battle theme? Because it's just weird that basically none of them do that. I don't know if it was just an industry standard and they just thought everyone's doing it, we should do it. But I wonder what the mentality was. Like, why specifically does pretty much every single RPG of this time and even future time only have one battle theme, like main battle theme, and then some other ones might play for, like, even a lot of these games have multiple boss themes, but it's like always one battle theme that plays like 90% of the time. I can only think of a very, very few amount of games that have more than one main battle theme that plays throughout the whole game. It's just, I don't know, I feel like it was just a standard, like, I feel like Final Fantasy maybe ruined that. Like, Final Fantasy did it, and a lot of these RPGs were just like, well, if Final Fantasy's doing it. But yeah, it's, I don't know if it's a thought of like, instead of having multiple battle themes where one could potentially be bad and like annoy the player, let's just put all our focus into making the absolute best battle theme we can and just have that be the only one. I feel like that was the mentality for Final Fantasy, because you can tell with some of the games, like especially Final Fantasy 9, Final Fantasy 7, you can tell a lot of work went into making like the perfect battle theme. So maybe that was the thought, was just, if we make more than one of them might not be as good. Whereas if we just put all our focus into one, we can make like the best one, the most memorable one that we can. But it would really be nice. I mean, I remember when we played Octopath Traveler, and each like section of the game, there was kind of like 3 main sections of the game where there was a big level jump. And if you were in that section of the game, you got a different battle theme. And that was such a breath of fresh air. Like, as soon as I started to get kind of sick of the battle theme, I got a new one. And it was just, like, perfect. And it made me wonder why older games never did that. Yeah, I mean, smaller games like this, it makes a lot more sense. I mean, I call this game small, but it's really not. It actually has, like, a massive OST, but I thought going into it, it would have a smaller one. But games like maybe Legend of Legaia, maybe even Legend of Dragoon. Legend of Dragoon was kind of big as well, but those games, it makes more sense. But something like Final Fantasy X, I think Final Fantasy X really stands out. As much as I love Final Fantasy X soundtrack, and I think it's one of the greatest soundtracks of all time, it does boggle the mind why there's only one battle theme. And it plays a lot, and there's a lot of random battles. You know what I mean? Like, and there's some, I think that there's another part of this too. There are several moments in Final Fantasy X, one in particular, the Road to Zanarkand, where the battle theme changes, and it's done in a very purposeful way for like an emotional response. So when you're on the final trek to Zanarkand and you get the song that many of us know, and it replaces the battle theme, it's very intentional. Like, you're expecting the battle theme to play, and instead that song plays, and it does something emotionally to you. You're like, oh, this is like serious. There's some stuff going on here. We gotta, you know what I mean? So that could be part of it as well. It could be intentional in that we want you to hear the same exact battle theme the entire game, so that when you get to this point and it stops playing, you start focusing, you know? So that's fair, and I think that there's a lot to be said about that, but, you know, then there's other games where that's obviously not the case. It was obvious that they just didn't make 2 battle themes, and it, you know, and it's like, maybe they should have. Maybe it would have helped a lot. Security system malfunction. Primary defensive line deactivated. Shifting to emergency status. Wait. Yeah, it does feel like night and day when you play a game that has multiple battle themes, like Octopath. You really notice it when you come back to one of these games and you're hearing the same song for most of the game. I think one thing that's cool about the battle theme in this game is that it kind of brings you back to the original intention of the Western theme. Because at this point, we're so far past the Western theme. We're up in space. But, like, the battle theme still has at least a little bit of it. One thing that I really like that I think almost all of these PS1, PS2 era RPGs nails is the multiple boss themes. It really makes a huge difference when you fight a more serious boss and you get like the more serious battle theme and you're like, oh, here we go, you know? It has like a really cool effect. Like when we fought, what's his name, Al-Zahad, and it was a different boss theme. It was like, oh, this guy's going to be... Not only is it like this is going to be a hard boss, but this is the guy we've been fighting like the whole game, and now we're finally fighting him for real. Having said that, I blew him up in like 3 turns, but that's beside the point. There's definitely an odd balance near the end of the game here, because I said last week, like, I think I'm a little too strong now. I think I'm just blasting all the bosses because I kind of figured out how to do a lot of damage. But even putting that aside, Al-Zahad 100% had less health than the boss we fought last week. So I'm not sure what's going on with the balance. And there was that one boss that we got the cartoon sound effect on that actually had some like scary attacks, and the bosses today have not really had much other than if Boomerang and his dog hit the same person, it was a little scary, but other than that, like, everyone's just kind of doing regular attacks. I think they kind of were running out of mechanics to make, like, interesting bosses. We'll see, though. Yeah, maybe he's a bit of a victory lap boss. You've been fighting him all game, you finally get to just blast him, but I don't know. They obviously put a lot of work into that model. I mean, he was like crazy looking. I think they could have done a little more there. Wait, where am I supposed to go if this is the save point? If you had something like the battle theme change over time, would it be area specific or milestone specific? I think both could work. I mean, like, one thing that I've wondered, and maybe you guys have a good answer for this, but why not just have 2 battle themes that just play at random? When you get into a fight, you either get battle theme A or battle theme B for the whole game. Seems like that'd be kind of an obvious answer that I don't think I've ever seen any game do. If we can take the elevator. Does E33 do that? E33 might do that. No, I think it just has different songs for each area. I think. You know what game does that? That doesn't count because it's not an RPG. But Digital Card Battle does that. my game I play every year on my birthday. Whenever you play an enemy, it's like a random out of 3 songs, I think. And then there's certain like enemies that have special songs, but I think when you play just a regular... maybe not, actually. I think maybe it just plays a different song depending on the person you're playing, but you just happen to play different people all the time. Yeah, that's right. It's depending on the actual enemy. You know, I don't expect a game like this to have a different song for every enemy or a different song for every area. Like, that's crazy, but they could have made another theme that sounded similar to this one, but just is a little different. And I have no problem with this theme, by the way. I'm just using it as an example, but could have even used like the same instruments, you know, and just gave it a bit of a different rhythm, just so it's not always literally the same. Okay, this one takes no electric damage. It's just interesting. I wonder what their mentality was. It probably is a lot less complicated than we think. It was probably like the director came up to the music guy and was like, we need a battle theme, and then they never thought twice about it. It's probably the answer, honestly. It probably was not the entire studio sitting in a room being like, okay, do we want 1, 2, or 3 battle themes? And then like they had a vote, and then they were all like, we want 1 battle theme. Probably did not go down like that. So... oh, I see, okay. I see. No, we still don't know what causes the Looney Tunes sound effect. If only we knew. Whoa, they both took damage from that? That's weird. What? Oh. Huh. I wonder how you're supposed to dodge that. I don't think it even did damage. Dragon's Dogma has different battle music based on enemy level compared to you. That's pretty cool. Yeah, like I said, I really don't expect them to do anything like that in a game like this. I just wonder why they didn't make 2 and have them alternate or whatever, you know? Even if they had to make them really similar. I mean, music's not an easy thing, especially a battle theme. Battle themes are hard to make good and not annoying and last an entire game, you know? But obviously, they had a very talented music team, and there's some songs in this game that seem to play for like 3 seconds and then you never hear them again. So they were willing to put in the extra work. So it's just interesting. Okay, I could drop down, but I kind of want to make sure I didn't miss anything. It's a really cool sound effect when you run. I think I got everything. Although we do have this door. Doom sound effect. I got a guitar? I have multiple questions. First one, how are we getting a tool this late into the game? Second one, what in the world is a guitar going to do? Third one, why are we finding a guitar on the mystery space base, demon space base? Like, what is the guitar doing? The guitar Jack acquired is called the Guitar of Maya. You can call any monsters around you into a fight right away. Okay. Well, that's kind of neat to have, I guess. I wish more games did stuff like that. Give you a grind tool near the end of the game. That's cool. I don't know what I'm supposed to do for this. Send handpan. That seems kind of mean to just throw handpan into danger like that. Let's try the guitar. It's not working. Is there no fights in this room or something? Okay. I'm not really sure what it does. Maybe it's not... Hello. Maybe it's not actually a sweet sense. Maybe it's like... Actually, you're supposed to use it for a puzzle or something. Yo, Emperor. Dude, I haven't had, like, any time to watch the Cavs. I'm sad. They're doing well, and I can't watch them. But I've been watching the scores. The scores. I've been watching the scores. Not sure you even have to lock onto this guy. If you miss him, what are you doing? Let's see. What's the crest wand to do? MP drain. That's cool. That's cool to have on an item. Also, did he just give me more XP than the freaking last boss did? Silver Blade. Whoa. I have not gotten a new weapon for Jack in like a million years. Princess Rod. Oh, there it is. Okay, it's not called the Violator. Can we not? Oh my... That's like 90 attack power. No idea where I'm going, by the way. This dungeon reminds me of the final dungeon of Legend of Legaia, where, like, they just start giving you so many crazy items. You seek the limit of your flesh. Take your sword and fight. I want to know my true limit, not my physical limit. Do I have the power to protect? Last time we did one of these, it was kind of a joke. Hit him with the Cosmic Nova. Nice. I could just defend until I get my thing. I got my force unit. Huh. Wow, that was quick. Double guard. Are they gonna guard my double attack though? Guess we'll find out. Nope. 24,000 XP. What? You have discovered your weakness. You have earned the right to receive the ultimate fast draw technique. Whoa, the ultimate. Okay, I kind of want to go back because I feel like I might have missed something earlier. I don't remember if I went through every door or not. I think I did, but... I mean, the stuff we're getting in here is like everyone's ultimate thing, so I want to make sure I don't miss anything. Also, I love this sound effect. Okay, so we went through here. That's where we came from. Wasn't there another... No, okay, this is it. We're good. Yeah, this is it. I wonder how long it'll take me to learn the ultimate technique. Did I get everything in here? Looks like it. The ultimate technique. I kind of want to see what Cecilia's last weapon does if I mystic it. Powerful blow. Let's see. What did she have? The lunar rod. Valkyrie. Holy crap. Okay. That's awesome. Now we should try the weapon she has right now. Which means I need to unequip it, but I can unequip it in battle. Wow. Let's see how it is. What? Who designed this fortress? What the? Malduke Area 31, residential area selected. Do you want to activate the transport? I want to see what's over here. Come on, Jack. Doing Meek. Okay, so I can unequip the Princess Rod and then use Mystic on the Princess Rod. Ooh, it heals or something. Soul Shield. Ooh, I think that's the protection from death. But it hits the whole party? That is actually massive. Yeah, that's huge. Any enemy that uses an auto kill move, I can just whip that out, and we're good to go. Yeah, it's very like, it feels like you shouldn't be allowed to do it. I mean, there should just be like some very small downside, I think. Even if it's really minor. But it does make things interesting. What is this? Alright, Jack. It's your time. So now or never. Learn your move. Ooh, wait. I can double attack. Give me 2 chances to learn it. Rip. Holy crap, they're doing damage. Gonna be here all day learning this. Holy crap, we learned a trump card. His ultimate move is called trump card. I love it. Convert HP to power. Does that mean like more HP equals more damage, or less HP equals more damage, or you like use HP for damage? That could mean like 1,000 different things. I am Malduk, ruler of the Sea of Stars. Go to the altar and present me the all-seeing eye. Present my all-seeing eye, not me. My wings that encompass the heavens. Yeah, I see. We gotta go to each one and get the thing. I see what we're doing here. Alright, let's give this a shot. So I'm at full health. Full health at the moment. See how much damage it does. Pretty good damage. And it did not cost health. So I think it is like based on how much health you have. But I think next time Jack is low on HP, I'll try using it and see if see what happens. Oops, I have no MP. I meant to do the Lunar Rod, which does the big boom. My arms that divide the continents. Whoa. It would be really silly of them after part 1 and part 2 to make part 3 turn-based. But I would love to see Square try to branch out into a new IP and bring back turn-based now that E33 did so well. And also like Metaphor, and I mean we're seeing a absolute revolution in the turn-based space right now. So now would be the time for Square to start like some new big turn-based IP. Yeah, it would be nice. The classic mode in Remake was very phoned in. It was, well, if we do this, they might not complain as much, but there was not much thought put into it. It was nice that it was there, though, but that's all it was. It was more of a compromise, yeah. It was like, well, it's nice that you at least tried. But it was not anything to write home about, just something to, I would say, appease fans, but I don't even think it, I don't think there's a reason to do that. Like, I don't think there's a reason to throw away your own artistic vision just to appease people that probably don't like the game to begin with. As much as, obviously, I'm a fan of turn-based RPGs, I don't think it's worth throwing away a decade of work just to be like, well, some people that probably won't even play the game would rather it be turn-based. It's just not. Follow your vision, make a great game for those that you want to make it for, and then you can always start a new IP that does turn-based, or you can make, you know, they at least tried with the mobile game, but that was poop. You could bring turn-based back to the main series. You can make Final Fantasy 17 turn-based. You know, there's a lot of avenues, but the remake was always going to be an action RPG. They always had the vision of it being an action RPG, and not only is it an action RPG, but it's a revolutionary action RPG that does, I mean, the way that Square revolutionized turn-based RPGs back in the day, they're now doing that with action RPGs, and that's awesome. Like, you can't give them enough credit for that. So, and it would have ruined the game. If they tried to make remake turn-based, it would have ruined the game. So, but now the door is open. Now the door is open. Now with E33 and Metaphor and Persona and all the other huge turn-based games that have come out in the past couple of years, and even stuff like Baldur's Gate as well, bringing back like tactical turn-based, the door is absolutely open for Square to really either make Final Fantasy 17 turn-based, which I doubt they'll do. Don't quote me on that, but I just have a feeling. Or start a new IP and do something cool and different. Or actually put like all their money into Octopath 3 or something. Yeah. Put more money into Dragon Quest. Put more money into some ports of the older games, which they already have. But yeah, that'll be interesting to see. But you know, wasting that effort in trying to make Part 3 more turn-based, I think would be a pretty lost cause. Those that refuse to play Remake because it's not turn-based aren't going to play Part 3. So, like, that would just be wasted effort. Now, if they wanted to, like, redo Classic mode to make it work better, I'm all for that. But, yeah, there'd just be no point. It not only is Final Fantasy VII Remake's battle system a compromise on many levels, but also, like I said, it revolutionized action RPGs in the same way that they revolutionized turn-based RPGs. It's, like, it's so impressive that even to this day, they still take a well-known, well-established type of game and spin it in a way that no one else has. Like, it's just so... It's crazy. Square's crazy, man. Anyways. Oh, and Kingdom Hearts, too. Bro, like... It's actually wild when you look at, like, Final Fantasy VII. So you have, like, straight turn-based, like Final Fantasy 1. Then you have ATB with Final Fantasy VI. Then you have... action RPG with Kingdom Hearts 2. Kingdom Hearts 1 also, but I think Kingdom Hearts 2 is the real winner. And then the real one, like, revolutionized the space. And then Final Fantasy VII Remake. Like, that's all Square, all doing that. All these other companies either copied or tried to do something different, and then Square comes in and just says, this is the new standard. Like, 4 times. 4 different times they come in and they're like, this is the new standard. Like, no other company can do that, man. It's crazy. Anyways, we're back and run to the bathroom. Thank you guys so much for all the support today. It's been awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you for the hype train. Thanks for being here, being a part of the Wild Arms playthrough.